is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another rendition of Commander Caucus Live, our ninth rendition of Commander Caucus Live, going into week 9. But you know, we got to look back at week 8. But if you don't know, if this is your first time checking us out over here at Commander Caucus Live, or over here at Bleeding B&G, this is a stream made by me, but it's led by you. I don't come in here with a script at all. I don't know what I'm going to say today. I'm just giving you the platform to vent, to crash out, usually to give praise. Nah, why would I say usually? We ain't even been giving much praise this year. We 3-5. We 3-5, and you see on the screen, it came out today during Dan Quinn's press conference. $30 million man, wide receiver 1, Terry McLaurin, is out for Sunday's matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. So I had to put up on the banner that Terry's out again. What's new? And like I've been saying all day, the reason that I was late, sorry to waste you guys' time, because I appreciate everybody that spends their Wednesday evening and Wednesday night over here with us at Bleeding B&G. But I was a couple minutes late because I've been fighting Terry McLaurin truthers in my mentions since his announcement that he wasn't going to be available on Sunday. And what I've told everybody, and I get where the optics may seem like at this point I've become a Terry McLaurin like antagonist, but it's not that. And I've said it many times on my Twitter page. I love Terry McLaurin. I do not love the discourse that y'all have around Terry McLaurin. Like, y'all treat Terry McLaurin like we got to wear kid gloves with him. I don't know why the fuck only my right earring is in. That's wild as shit. So let me go ahead and take that out right now. But as I was saying, I just don't appreciate the discourse around Terry McLaurin. Not even appreciate. I just don't like the discourse around Terry McLaurin because y'all act like he's the greatest wide receiver ever. And while I love Terry McLaurin, he's the best wide receiver that we've had since Santana Moss. He's not Jerry Rice Jr. He's not Justin Jefferson. And that's just the point that I've been making. And y'all don't realize that y'all talk about Terry McLaurin like he is. Like he is. So it's unfortunate that Terry McLaurin is going to be missing yet another game. He's our best wide receiver on our roster. Absolutely true. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't tell you so. Like, I ain't even coming in here to run the victory lap. Like, y'all got to realize y'all were delusional when y'all were talking about Terry McLaurin like he was the anomaly wide receiver. It's about to get to the point where I was about to nickname him the anomaly. Y'all know the Bleacher Report said that was Jason Tatum nickname the other day. I was like, where the fuck that came from? Nah, Terry McLaurin, fuck Scary Terry. He's the real life anomaly because that's how y'all act like he was going to be the first wide receiver ever to age gracefully and have better years post 30 like he was Jerry Rice. And that's just simply not the case because I edge on the side of history. So see that he's not here is unfortunate. Like, yeah, I want to cry. Like, I admit I love watching Terry McLaurin play football, but it is what it is. And it is what it's been for the 2025 season, if we want to be 100% honest with you. What's up, CD? What's up? What we sending our eyes for? What we sending our eyes for, gang? Well, talk to me. Talk to me. Appreciate you infiltrating the chat because, as I've said, for 9 weeks, this is a stream that's made by me but led by you. I don't come in here with a script. I'm usually script up in my episodes. Let's peel the layer back and let you behind the curtain. The reason that some of my episodes be late as shit because I realize I be writing like I'm Steven Spielberg after the games. I'll be like taking notes while trying to live tweet, trying to become this little sports entity through this motherfucking team. Little sports content hub, through this sorry ass team. So I don't come in here with a script on Commander Caucus Live. So I say that to say infiltrate the chat. Because once y'all stop chatting, I'm cutting the stream off. Because I ain't got nothing to talk about. I don't have nothing to talk about. To be quite honest, I told you that I was late because I was fighting Terry McLaurin. Truth was in my mentions, and that was partly true. Part of the reason I was late is because this seasonal depression starting to smack me like a motherfucker. I'm starting to get to the point where I got to take naps every day, and we ain't even get the daylight savings time yet. And you know what's crazy? I didn't have this seasonal depression last year. I wonder why. And you know how I know it's seasonal depression? Because I had it every other year in my previous 28 years of life prior to last year. I wonder why. Can anybody tell me? My guy CT in the chat, air fried, smoked, baked, broiled, we are cooked. I'm telling you. But don't say that, CT, because they're going to start calling you a fake fan. I damn near put my fucking life into this team. God damn. This damn near a second job at this point. Y'all realize I push out content like 3 out of 5 days out of the week. And y'all calling me a fake fan? Like, what the fuck? Like, that requires me to have to drag my nuts on you and talk about how much I talk about this team compared to you. And I don't ever want to get to that point. But I hate that fake fan label because we are realists. Because we're able to not be obtuse and look at situations with a little more context. I'm sorry. But looking at it, our fucking left tackle just got hurt. Our QB, one, we don't know when the fuck this nigga's going to play. Same thing for our wide receiver, one. Our defensive end that was damn near leading the league in fucking sacks is out for the year. Why the fuck wouldn't I think this season is cooked? The only niggas that are healthy are the linebackers, and these niggas is 60 and 40 years old, respectively. Why wouldn't I think? That doesn't make me a fucking fake fan. Woosah. I'm over here yelling at the camera. Woosah. Y'all see what this team got me doing, bro. Y'all see this is what y'all don't get on them game recap episodes. I gotta edit them shits out because bro, you look crazy on camera, bro. Calm that shit down. And y'all swear I be engagement farming. I would have hit 20,000 followers if I ain't cut some of these clips that I be going on a fucking tangent on during some of these episodes. I swear to God. But I gotta worry about my first job. I gotta worry about my day job. Seattle comes in here on Sunday and embarrasses us. I wouldn't be surprised if old Caucus Joe get the Caucus Joe not getting the papers any point this season, bro. Caucus Joe will be coaching until at least January. I'm sorry. And the thing is, y'all going on Caucus Joe, right? Y'all can't say that defensive game plan wasn't elite as fuck in the first half. Elite as fuck. And I don't like talking hyperbolic about Joe Witt Jr. That game plan was elite as fuck. It was. Yeah, I know football games are 60 minutes and not 30, but we simply don't have the horses. We don't. And y'all got to stop blaming Joe Witt for that. Y'all can put a little bit of blame on Adam Peters. And I'm the fucking ringleader of the Let AP Cook mantra. I get it. But if we being 100% honest, bro, Ron Rivera missing out on fucking 4 first-round draft picks. Like, that shit need to go down in the Guinness Book of World Records, bro. To be 100% honest, the first of those first 4 draft picks was Chase Young. Bro, Chase Young, 27 years old. If he was supposed to pan out, Chase Young would still be a blue chipper on here or with this roster. If he was going to pan out like we thought he was supposed to pan out when we drafted him with the 2nd overall pick 5 years ago. Like, that ain't that long ago. I know the NFL careers are not that long. Chase Young, 27 years old. I just saw Chase Young, and I ain't saying that I want Chase Young. Chase Young ain't want to be in Washington. I was the first one to tell you that too. But the facts are the facts. I just saw Chase Young whipping buddy from the Chicago Bears ass last week. Them niggas look like the motherfucking Great Wall of Dallas against us. Seattle come in. Oh, yeah, I already read that. What up, Dubs family? What up, gang? I appreciate you, Dubs. Like Dubs said, y'all go ahead and smash that like button. And as you see on the ticker at the bottom of the screen, if you want to donate to the channel, if you want to, y'all know my birthday in a couple weeks. If you want to go ahead and donate to the channel, you go ahead and send a Cash App donation, or you could be the big dog. You could be the biggest dog, and send a super chat. Because you know, super chats, they get special preference over here. Pause. No happy ending to Deshaun Watson shit. I ain't talking that. But you do get the rightful attention that you deserve if you happen to send a super chat. It's always greatly appreciated. But even if you can't, go ahead and infiltrate the comments, infiltrate the chat, because y'all the backbone of the stream, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But like my man Doug's family said, y'all go ahead and smash that like button. Chiefs gave us every chance in the first half, and we didn't take it. Because we're not a good team. We don't have the horses to take it. Now, part of that is due to injury, but if we want to be 100% honest, I said it last year and in preseason game. I mean, after the game, in my post-game analysis. If we step back at it and are realists and really take the burgundy and gold lenses off, and I know this sentence or this statement is going to sound hyperbolic. A lot of my stuff does, until y'all really be like, nah, he got a point. Last year, we probably had the worst roster in NFL history to make a conference championship game. The worst roster in NFL history. Now, I love that magical ride that we went on. I ain't never had a season like it because this is the best season that I've experienced as an adult. So I was able to get lit and shit like that. Last year we had like this was 2012. I was still 17, sitting my ass in my living room. I was outside last year. Trust. If I wasn't boots on the ground in Landover, I was boots on the ground somewhere else talking about this motherfucking team last year. Now I can't get out the fucking house. But if we gonna be honest, this was probably the worst roster to ever make a conference championship game last year, right? And I think the roster last year might be better. No, I ain't gonna say might. I think it is. I think it is because we made the conference championship game relying on the likes of Alameda Zacchaeus and De'Ami Brown. They're not exactly setting the world on fire in their respective new places. Doing solid, right? They're not exactly setting the world on fire. Y'all going back. Y'all been trying to come for me for the last week. I want to know, and I want to. Please tell me this, bro. Please tell me this. Are we watching Washington Commander games with two different sets of eyes? Are we watching the same game? Because I really want to know how y'all can tell me that 9 quarters, and y'all saw it if y'all follow me on Twitter. How can 9 quarters of Will Harris football, 4 of those, in which he was getting his head beat in by the Green Bay Packers, how could 9 quarters of fucking Will Harris football be better than what the fuck Jeremy Chin did last year? See, this is what I like. Y'all come into watching Commander games with preconceived notions and not actually like watching real football. Like, it's the same people that talk about Terry McLaurin with the kid gloves that act like fucking Jeremy Chin was some shit last year. Do we watch the same Jeremy Chin? Yeah. He had a couple coverage mishaps. The nigga is 6'3", 230. Cam Chancellor had coverage mishaps too. Like, it just comes, and guess what? Jeremy Chin has to play in more space than Cam Chancellor ever had to. I'm not comparing them, but they're the same fucking size. But I got fucking fans that think they the ultimate ball knowers, and the shit pissed me off so bad because y'all don't realize how stupid y'all sound. How the fuck can 9 quarters of Will Harris football be better than what the fuck Jeremy Chin gave us last year? Now, we can talk about contract prices and all that, price tag points and all that. But that's not going into your evaluation of him being better. 1 for 1, how the fuck? Bro, I hate the niggas that swear they know ball. Y'all end up sounding so stupid. Terry ruined this team. Y'all not ready for that convo. Who is y'all? Who is y'all? I appreciate you infiltrating the chat. Who is y'all? I think I was the first one ready for that convo. I think I started the fire for the fireside chat. I brought the s'mores. I brought the camping chair. I told y'all 6 months ago this shit was about to be some bullshit. And I don't want to put this much smut. I don't want to put this much smut on his name, bro. But I have not seen a wide receiver, specifically a wide receiver, have this much of a fucking personality shift since Antonio Brown. And y'all know where they said Antonio Brown's shit came from. Now, he ain't on Antonio Brown's level. But I've never seen a wide receiver have this type of personality switch in a matter of fucking 6 months. And I'm not even talking about because Terry McLaurin got injured, right? But y'all heard the reports, and they wasn't coming from Bleeding B&G. Not even the reports. Y'all heard multiple people over the last couple of weeks insinuate. Go listen to a Kevin Sheehan show. He had like 3 motherfuckers on the show say it. Insinuate that they thought Terry McLaurin was milking that first quad injury. Do y'all realize that first quad injury never got like officially reported as to exactly what it was? Like still to this day? Do y'all realize that? Yeah, it's the quad, but that fucking niggas was talking about sports hernia. Yeah, we heard quad when it first happened. Then we heard he was going to a sports hernia doctor. And do y'all realize that? Terry Blaying out after making those 2 great catches. One great catch, George. I meant to tell you that when you mentioned that earlier. We saw a flash of top 10 Terry. That catch on the sideline, amazing. Amazing. That was a $30 million play. And I'm not here to take that away from him. No matter what y'all think I feel about Terry McLaurin. That was a fucking animal-ass play, right? That's a play I expect $30 million wide receivers to make, though. I'm sorry that, like, my expectations are higher than yours, I guess. But that second catch, it was a little toe tapper. It was a toe tapper. Like I know 50 wide receivers making that catch. All you gotta have a little awareness on the sideline. He's wide ass open. And I'm not saying you, George, but the reason that I gotta make this hard ass stance on this pause is that niggas started to come in my mentions when he caught that touchdown. Like he didn't have that wasn't his first catch for 11 yards, and he wasn't wide open. And like, oh, Terry McLaurin, greatest wide receiver ever. You saw him run past that zone. You saw him run past that zone, get behind those defenders. Nobody else could have did that. You saw the toe tap. I've seen Antonio Brown toe tap a ball and catch that motherfucker with one hand. That's a great catch. Am I tripping though, y'all? Honestly, at this point, we need to trade for a receiver. What draft pick? I agree with you. Like, we need some more horses, but we got 6 draft picks, bro. We might as well just wait the Jordan Tyson, Buddy from Washington. I like Buddy from Washington. What's his name? Donovan. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That nigga nice. I think he's the type of wide receiver that we need 6'4". They say he's going to run a 4.4. Not in love with Carnell Tate. I saw it was reported that Carnell Tate don't got a 40 time fast reported 40 time faster than 4.6. Is that true? Is that true? Because if it is, I'm good off that. I don't give a fuck what you do at Ohio. I'm good off that. And I'm a Buckeye fan. It's Roll Tide Roll, but I've been a Buckeye fan since San Antonio Holmes, to be 100% honest with you. Honestly, I did, yeah. So I don't agree. I don't disagree. I think we need more horses in the wide receiver position, but like it was rumored that Brian Thomas was available before Liam Cohen got out in front of that. And I jumped out ahead of it, like, Adam, make the call. Then I sat back like, bro, what the fuck we about to trade, bro? What the fuck we about to trade for Brian Thomas, bro? The only thing we need to trade is for draft picks and the facts. The facts. So should we be sellers at the deadline, George? Should we be sellers at the deadline, George? Y'all go ahead and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, so you're not missing any of this content from us over here at Bleeding B&G. And as always, if you want to donate to the channel, give me a little early birthday love, you can check out the ticker at the bottom, send a Cash App donation at Stunning Showtime, or send a super chat. Send a super chat, flood the super chat, and you'll get the rifle shine that you deserve. To help me help you. Help me help you. Because guess what? No matter where you fall in line, if you send a super chat, we are getting to you first. I'm backed up because I'm paused. Whoa. I'm backed up in the chat. I backed up in the chat because I've been going on these fucking tangents. But as I said, if you send a super chat, man, you jump into the front. No matter if I got to get to fucking comments from 20 minutes ago, you're jumping to the front for sure. And if that comment from 20 minutes ago was a free one, we might not get to you. I'm gonna try. But you gotta understand, the super chats take preference. Same shit all the time with this team. I'm 45, dealing with this shit all the damn time. Acorn head, hey, that nigga head is shaped like an acorn. But chill, y'all know they said that I've been running a Terry McLaurin smear campaign. Like Adam Peters really be sitting here watching Commander Caucus with us. Nigga said I was running a Terry McLaurin smear campaign. Like I was just ready for that nigga to fall on the sideline so I could hit that nigga in his quad or some shit, bro. What? Do y'all realize the lip of shit that y'all go to glaze these niggas, bro? What? I promise you I don't give a damn about Terry McLaurin that much. If he comes back and gets injured again, he got to go. It gets to a point. We're not at that point now. I ain't even saying he got to go, but when are we going to get to that point? Because I'm telling you now, with any other player other than maybe Jaden Daniels, because I ain't going to lie to you. I've been depressed as shit since last Sunday against Dallas, to be honest. I didn't think we was going to win another game. But I'd be lying if I said it. Once I heard Dan Quinn say that Jaden Daniels is going to be a full participant, I was like, oh, shit, we got a chance. That was even after Terry McLaurin was declared out. When I heard Dan Quinn say, oh, Jaden was going to be a full participant in practice this week, I said, oh, okay. It might be back on. Delusional as fuck. You know you got to be a delusional optimist for this team. But that's how much faith I got in fucking Jaden Daniels. But I'm telling you now, Lil C, With any other player outside of Jay and Daniels or Terry McLaurin, you would have been at that point. Let's be real. Let's be real. Terry McLaurin played what, 4 games this year? And the season high he has in yards is 59. The season high he has for a game in yards is 59. You would have been at that point if it was anybody else. $30 million. Let's be real. We need a tree, Terry. We need a tree. We need a tree. Shout out to the tree huggers, I guess. Yo, what's up, gang? What's up, gang? Commanders are expected to monitor for key needs such as edge rusher. Yeah, I think if we trade for anything, I think the edge rusher might be in the card. But like I said, what the fuck do we have to trade? Unless it's a player for player trade. And who want what we got? Who want what we have? Nobody taking on Terry McLaurin contract. Niggas will have to get fucking Noah Brown out of triage. Like, who want what we have? Don't nobody want Bill. He's still a 7th round rookie at the end of the day. Nobody's trading for that. Who would want what we had? Niggas trading for Bobby Wagner, old Ninja Turtle build ass. Yeah, okay. That game plan was elite in the first half and then went away from it. Some people was telling me that was Dan Quinn's game plan though. I think it was Joe Witt. Yeah, they was running 3-4. They was running a little 3-3-5. Jacob Martin was on his demon shit. I think it was Joe Witt. But some people said, hey, man, that was Dan Quinn. And, like, let's say that is true. Let's say that that's true. Let's say that was Dan Quinn, right? If that was Dan Quinn, why would Joe Witt get fired? Unless he scapegoated. But I don't think that's going to be the case for this year. If that was Dan Quinn calling the plays, like some of y'all fans believe, why the fuck would Joe Witt get fired? They did what they think is the solution. They shifted roles. Why would Joe Witt get fired? We had D-line, I guarantee Amos would eat. I agree. If we had a little bit more pressure, I think Trey Amos had like 3 or 4 picks right now. Just watching, you be pissing me off in the comments. You know that. But I agree. Me and Just Watching to be throwing hands in the comments. But I can't say nothing to that. I agree. My motherfucking phone died. He may not be to blame. Somebody got to pay the price. Joe Witt going to be gone before AP. I don't think Joe Harris rock with it losing too long. I agree, CT. Like I said, I don't think he's going to be a defensive coordinator after this year. But ain't nothing happening this year. Ain't nothing. If something happens this year, I'll come on here and say that I'm wrong. Y'all know they swear that we don't eat crow over here bleeding B&G. Even though I'll be fucking serving that shit up for dinner. I done ate that motherfucker so many times. A lot of people hate, but I hope real ones love your BS content and perspective. You one of the few people not scared to tell the truth, so keep it going. People always gonna hate the hard truth. I appreciate that, Fan 1257. I appreciate that, and that's all that I aim to do. Ever since my first episode, we 173 episodes in over there at Bleeding B&G. I'll be lying if I said at the beginning of 2021 when I started this. I'll be lying if I said I was gonna reach damn near 200 episodes. I'll be lying. But something that I've said in every one of those 173 episodes, and if you're a real Bleeding B&G Day One fan, go back to my first episode from damn near 5 years ago. If I'm lying, I'm lying. I said in that first episode, I'm going to aim to give you the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis on your Washington football team at the time. And I ain't going to lie, that wasn't in the script. It was a little rough around the edges. It was my first ever episode. And that was really me going on a tangent. And when I went back, I was rambling like shit. And when I went back and listened to it, I was like, that sounded a little freaky as hell. But nah, that's become my trademark because, I'm true to it. I'm going to give you the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis. It may not be what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. I truly believe that any Washington Commander fans that are tapped into us over here at Bleeding B&G, I truly believe you're probably the smartest fan in your friend group. Better than if you listening to no shade, but one of these podcasts that said that Bobby Wagner was an A- up until last week. He had an A- grade. So I really appreciate that, fan. You mind breaking down that Marshawn interception. Do look elite inside. If I can pull up No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because the last time that I pulled up an NFL film on a stream, that joint didn't get monetized. That joint didn't get monetized. Let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can do. So this joint don't get monetized. I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you. Let's see if I can get like somebody that posted the all 22. They gave that nigga the Unk of the Week award. They gave that man the Unk. No, he definitely like he still got it. Marshawn Lattimore catch one pick. Now he in trade rumors. Look at that. Look at that. All right, my man Chad Rico dropped it a little bit. So my favorite thing about Marshawn, somebody tried to be a smartass in the Instagram comments or the Twitter comments today and said that he wasn't working out of the slot. He was working against the two receiver in the trip set. Like, come on, stop being semantics, man, with me, bro. Stop, bro. Because if we want to get into a ball knowing contest, pause. I promise you're gonna lose, bro. I promise you're gonna lose. But my favorite thing about Marshawn in this rep is that he was in phase. I gotta hurry up and get away from it. He was in phase. You can see him playing in phase. And in phase is where you don't have to turn your body to make a play on the ball because your technique and your leverage is so damn good. So you can see everybody talking about he turned his head to make a play on the ball, and he did. But all he had to do was turn over this shoulder. He ain't have to turn around and turn and lose the vision of the ball like we've been seeing him fucking doing, waddling for the last fucking couple of games because his technique is so piss poor. He turned over his left shoulder, was able to make a play on the ball because he was in phase. Every time y'all be telling Marshawn Lattimore to turn back and make a play, he can't because he literally is so out of position that he has to turn his head and turn his body all around. I evaluate DBs, bro. This is what I do. This is why you got to smash that like button because we really know ball over here at Bleeding BNG. Like, I play DB. So in this rep that we got to get away from before I fucking lose, you see he's damn near fucking running the route for Hollywood Brown. Now, it wasn't an intricate route. It was a slot fade, but due to his leverage, it was more so like he drove on the ball instead of having to turn. Yeah, he turned his head. I'm not saying that he didn't, but he was in phase, made a play, saw the ball, and drove on it and practically ran the route for Hollywood Brown. That was elite shit. That was elite shit because that's a back shoulder throw, and quarterbacks usually make back shoulder throws because not even expecting the completion all the time. But they're like, damn, the quarterback, at least the cornerback's not going to make a play on the ball. And Marshawn Lattimore had other plans. So let me go ahead and get away from this shit before I go ahead and get out of here. Hey, you see Dan Quinn in his press conference today said that he believed Marshawn Lattimore had one of his best games. Oh, we got a super. What are they talking about? Redman 77, 73. I appreciate the super, my boy. I appreciate it. You see, that boy Redman just sent the super. He jumped to the front of the line. I appreciate the super. Redman 773 says, I'm still trying to figure out why the fuck Forrest Whitaker switched the game plan in the second half. Was it Forrest Whitaker or was it Dan Quinn, bro? We got to pick one. When I tweeted that it was Forrest Whitaker, a.k.a. Osama bin Witt, I got so many people in my messages like, nah, bro, that's Dan Quinn. So we can't fucking blame Joe Witt when we bad and then praise Dan Quinn when we good. Somebody called in that defense. But if it was Forrest Whitaker, I honestly don't think we switched up the game plan in the second half. I don't. We were still running a lot of 3-4. I don't think we ran as much 3-3-5, but I think that was more of a run stuffing look with Tyler Owens at the nickel position. And we was down. Like Patrick Mahomes threw the ball 19 times in the second half. So it wasn't like until the fourth quarter, it wasn't like they was like toting that bitch. But in the fourth quarter, they were toting that bitch. But at that point, I don't think any of us were worried about the game plan. So I don't think they really necessarily switched the game plan. I love what they was doing in the first half. I just think they ran out of fucking gas. We don't have the horses. And guess what? When you have a bunch of old niggas, they tend to run out of gas. It's a reason why the first half play and the second half play is such a stark contrast. Why is nobody talking about that? If you 30, or 30 plus in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Do you feel better later in the day than you do at the beginning of the day? Do you still have the same energy after work that you do before? Y'all let me know. Because if you do, more power to you. Because I don't. I don't. I don't. Now imagine niggas playing football games. You think they gonna move faster in the 59th minute than the 19th minute? Nigga, 35 years old. Lat in the slot, Mikey outside. Fuck it. What's up, bro? What's up, gang? What's up, gang? I ain't over here running no Terry victory laps, bro. Um, I'm not mad at it, but I don't even. I told y'all, and if you've been watching Commander Caucus streams, you know I've been saying it. I wasn't the highest on Mikey Sanders still as a prospect, and he had an amazing rookie year. I don't think the answer for Mikey Sanders still is putting him back to the outside. I really think that Mikey Sanders still struggles is due to the league having a beat on him. Like it is. They didn't have a chance to get a year of film in the NFL on Mikey Sanders still coming into his rookie year. They wasn't sitting there drilling down fucking University of Michigan film. Like they weren't. They weren't. So they got used to the type of player that Mikey Sanders still is. And yet a lot of people like chalking it up to Mikey Sanders still being a lot like instinctual. Mikey Sanders still really be thinking he the smartest nigga in the room and be making so many mistakes. He jumped shit he not supposed to jump. And he played like that last year, and niggas didn't know it. I think the league got a beat on Mikey Sanders still now, because I think if you line him up outside, and he's instinctual enough to use the boundary as another defender, I'll give him that. But all they're gonna do is run go routes to death. I promise you, because Mikey Sanders still, while he had a decent 40 time, the nigga has no long speed, none. He has no long speed. He has no long speed. So, I mean, you lining up him against Jamar Chase, it's going to look like him against Jamar Chase last year. Every non-Washington fan knew he was going to regress, but the lack of preparedness stemming from camp made it so much worse than it should be. 45-minute training camps. Dan Quinn had all the answers, apparently. 45-minute training camp practices. Is it the lack of preparedness, or is it looking out for all these old niggas? And I feel like an ageist. I do. I turned 30 in 2 weeks. I would be one of the old niggas if I played football for the Washington Commanders. But football's a young man's game. It is. It is. Football is a young man's game, unless you're playing quarterback. Dead ass. Because even interior offensive linemen, they started losing grip strength and shit. We see Derrick Henry 31 fumbling like shit because the nigga don't have no grip strength no more. I know how that feels. I be struggling to open a jar of pickles at this point. I used to volunteer to open jar of pickles. Nigga, what? I used to volunteer to show off my strength. My girlfriend asked me to open her Stanley the other day. I got nervous. I started sweating. It's the ebbs and flows. It's the ebbs and flows of life, bro. And y'all know y'all are too. I just give you the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis on everything. Y'all know y'all grip strength ain't what it once was, unless y'all using the motherfucking tool, the little hand stretchy tool. You know, that's for the freaks. That's for the freaks for sure. I almost killed for playoff beyond me and unreliable OZ right now. I would too. I'd kill for Alameda Kids before I would De'Ami Brown. It's the reason you said playoff De'Ami. If I'm only getting that nigga for 3 games, he could stay at 2 games for real because he fumbled in the third game. He can stay over there. I got 2 games out of Debo Samuel. Now that nigga's fucking heel is made out of silly putty. That nigga's heel made out of Play-Doh. I need more than 2 games, bruh. And he young. It can't. Chin brought a different physicality to the defense. Same with Fowler. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you talking about my tangent I went on about 20 minutes ago. I get it. Yeah, I don't know how 9 games of Will Harris is better than what Jeremy Chandler did last year. Why y'all wasn't on Twitter defending me? Niggas was calling me stupid. Niggas was showing me the catch that he gave up against the Falcons. Made me have to pull up every play that he made last year. The rest of the DBs are worse because Chen is not there. Talk about it, George. Talk about it, George. They don't realize Jeremy Chen played in the box, played in the deep post, played every fucking thing, played in a nickel, fucking as a slot defender last. Talk about it, George. They don't realize that though. They don't realize that. And Will Harris was brought in to do that. Y'all not about to tell me he was doing it better because he made one fucking play in the fucking first quarter against Brock Bowers, who was playing on one knee. Y'all are stupid, man. And I'm not talking about y'all, but y'all don't understand. They were trying to fuck me up in the comments. And everybody started regurgitating that shit. Fucking group think ass fan base. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. They don't miss Jeremy Chin. They miss Will Harris. Nigga played nine quarters. How could you miss him? 4 of those quarters, Tucker Kraft was taking his ass behind the wood shit and spanking that ass. Like, so you telling me this nigga Will Harris played 5 good quarters and he was better than Jeremy Chin? Y'all swear y'all know ball, bro. Y'all swear y'all know ball and y'all end up sounding so fucking dumb. Pack Terry up for the year. I mean, Terry might be packing himself up for the year voluntarily. Terry gonna be washed up like Calvin really real quick if he don't stop with the diva shit. Even Jamar Chase and JJ ain't going at Eastern Motors. Boy made a statement at Eastern Motors. Niggas in a 50-mile radius, outside of a 50-mile radius, don't know what the fuck Eastern Motors is. But Terry McLaurin said, yeah, that's where I'm gonna make my stand. That's where they're gonna hear from me at. That's where they're gonna hear from me at Eastern Motors. Terry McLaurin, bro, what? On a fucking 35-minute soliloquy, too. Bro was rapping like shit. I listened to that whole joint. About to cry. He's like, yeah, they talk about my age. They talk about like I'm gonna need a wheelchair or something. Words have power. That's all I'm gonna say. Shout out to Pinhead for ruining the. Where were y'all at? Red Del Rio. Have you always felt like that? When'd you turn? When'd you switch? Have you felt like that since the contract negotiations? Or was you one of them ones that was telling me I was crazy? Bro, you don't know what the hell. I don't think you were, Red. I'm playing. Why the hell is Louisville so non-existent this year? Dude had a decent season last year. They were playing Frankie Louisville a lot different prior to this past week. I don't think he had a horrible game. I like some of the I think he had better rushes this past game with like some hand usage stuff than he did last year. Frankie Louisville was a good blitzer last year, but if y'all ever seen, if you ever watched Frankie Louisville last year, when they sent him to rush off the edge, the nigga would run straight into the lineman's chest, and they was real like letting him just real live absorbing him because he like 240 pounds. So I think he had some decent rushes playing from that in position last year, but prior to last week, they really weren't playing Frankie Louisville the same. Damn right, we should be selling at the deadline. I'm about ready to sell these 2 coordinators for some Halloween candy. I don't even think them niggas would be worth some candy corn. The worst kind of candy. What's the best candy, y'all? I've been debating this. Y'all know I work in an elementary school. I've been debating this shit for 2 weeks. And I feel like some niggas' answers are crazy. What's the best candy? But yeah, I don't think we could give up Cliff Kingsbury and Joe. I don't think niggas would give up some candy corn for them niggas. Candy corn tastes like earwax. The Terry shit's so annoying because out of all years, act like a this the worst. We finally get a QB in legit front office, and now bro wants to act out under EB's bum ass. He was a good one. Man, oh man. Took the words right out of my mouth. Pause. I ain't gonna say Terry was a bitch. I ain't gonna say that. But I mean, we saw small inklings of it. Like that was Eric Bieniemy was the offensive coordinator when Terry McLaurin was like, "Man, I just ran cardio out there today." And that's the thing, though. Terry McLaurin has always had these type of games. Y'all don't want to admit it. I love Terry McLaurin, but for every game that Terry McLaurin pops, he gonna put up a game where he got like fucking 30 yards. He's always been that. He's always been boom or bust. And After last year, and I've said it on the channel, so I ain't gonna back away from it now. I thought Terry McLaurin was a top 10 wide receiver after last year. But if you play fantasy football, right? And no, we talking about real football, but just follow me. Follow me. Let me walk you down the path. Any of y'all play fantasy football? Terry McLaurin's in his 7th year. Have y'all ever noticed the trend that Terry McLaurin is never high on the wide receiver rankings? Like we've had him in the top 15, the top 10. He's never high on the wide receiver rankings, right? In fantasy football. And there's a reason because of that. Because he never has been a guy to get peppered with targets. You know, PPR, point per reception, where you get a point per catch. He never been a guy that's going to have. I don't think Terry McLaurin has a season where he has over 90 catches. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. I know he hasn't had a season where he's had over 1,200 yards. So we're debating him as a top 10, top 15 wide receiver. And I think he was last year. I'm not saying that he wasn't. But people in the national realm and things like that, they never really thought Terry was prior to last year before he got Jane Daniels. He would be ranked as like the wide receiver 20 in fantasy circles and stuff like that. And I'm not even saying that those guys that will rank him there in fantasy, I get why they did it in that. But you'll be lying if you don't think like those guys that spew that information. You'd be lying if you didn't think that influences what they think about wide receivers. They're like, oh, if this guy doesn't get targets with every single offensive coordinator, he must not be creating separation. And we know Terry McLaurin, not the most separating wide receiver. He not. He's the lead at contested catches, but like there's a reason why he not a guy that's been peppered with targets throughout every offensive coordinator. Y'all gotta stop blaming Cliff Kingsbury because you know what? Y'all were blaming Eric Bieniemy. Before that, y'all were blaming Scott Turner. At some point, we just gotta chalk it up that wide receiver when a fucking cornerback is on your wide receiver's back, quarterbacks are only going to give the wide receiver but so many chances. Even if Terry McLaurin come down with that bitch 80% of the time, those are not the type of passes that they're looking to throw all game. What don't y'all get about that? But this nigga's Jerry Rice. Not gonna lie though, Adam has definitely missed on some picks. Taking Mikey instead of Eugene, taking Connolly instead of Jahad. Facts. I would beg to believe that Brandon Coleman is probably a better right tackle than Josh Connolly right now. Y'all know Josh Connolly ranked like 70th or like 73rd out of 77 tackles per PFF. And I know PFF ain't the Holy Spirit. Ain't what it used to be. 70 out of 77. And y'all mad that I think that we should have took Josh Simmons. I told y'all, yeah, I know he's MIA right now. But after what they did in their first 5 games compared to each other, Josh Simmons could miss the rest of the fucking season. And at the rate they were going, could have had a better rookie year than fucking Josh Connolly. Let's be real. Let's be real. Based off of their first 5 games, if Josh Connolly continued to do what the fuck he was doing for the rest of the season, and he's kind of regressed, in my opinion, since the Raider and Falcon game, where I actually thought he was decent. But if he continued to do what he was doing in those first 5 games, and Josh Simmons continued to do what he was doing, or only played those 5 games and didn't make the rest of the season, Josh Simmons probably had a better season. Yeah, availability is your best ability, right? It is. I agree. But y'all pick and choose who y'all want to say that about. Y'all pick and choose who y'all want to say that about. They had my boy Noah. Noah, I was mad as shit on the sideline. Did y'all see him? Did y'all see him on the game broadcast? Looked like that nigga wanted to kill Dan Quinn. What up, bro? You know it. You know it. Most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis. You know it. Your delivery does been improving over time. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think you talking about when I was talking about my first couple of episodes. Yeah, they was rough. They was rough. I was still in my parents' house. I had about this much space. I used to record out of my bedroom. Got me a nice little office in my own crib now. Got to pay them workers though, so y'all go ahead and send the super chat. It's getting to the end of the month. It's getting to the first. Y'all go ahead. Send that super chat though. Talk to me. But I appreciate that for sure. Checking in mode. Ooh, what the hell is our staff doing at halftime? Niggas gassed out at halftime. Y'all gotta stop blaming the staff. It was the same staff that had that first half performance. I think the Chiefs was just out of sync. Then shit came crashing back to reality. The Chiefs have had starts like that early in the year, though. I'm not going to say that they haven't played like that before. I think our defense was moving faster. Like Jordan McGee and Tyler Owens made a difference. I think they had some coverage lapses as well. But I'd rather you make a fucking mishap at 100% speed than 50% speed. I'd rather you get there with reckless abandon after you allow a catch than, oh, come on, come here. Looking like Bobby Wagner be looking like when Drewski was tracing out the Mike Rubin in the Patriots uniform, bro. That's how Bobby Wagner look. And why the fuck is he in that position every fucking week? Now that's what we could blame the coaching staff on. But I don't even think that was a halftime thing. That's just an every week thing. Niggas know how to scheme up against our defense to get Bobby Wagner against elite pass catches in space, and they make this nigga look like a fool every week. You 33, and yeah, that body don't hit the same. I know you tired of shit right now, Tracy. I'm 29 and I am. Me and Marshall Lattimore the same age. So to hear niggas say that he's so washed, that shit hurts. I ain't gonna lie. Bro, our defense was weak as hell after halftime. Bobby had a good. That's all Bobby can give you. So this the thing though. Bobby can only give you a good quarter and a half. Why not divvy those snaps up where he does end up playing full quarters? But when you look back at it, he's playing all rundowns. So he does have a little gas in the fourth quarter to go against the run. Because he was out there in the fourth quarter when they was running down our fucking throats. You know why he couldn't make a play though? He was exhausted. He was tired. My phone did. What time is it? Damn, it's 8:06 already. Sheesh. I appreciate y'all spending y'all Wednesday night, Wednesday evening with us over here at Bleeding BNG on the 9th rendition of Commander Caucus. We done did 9 of these. Time is blind. Time is blind, y'all. Time is blind. Y'all know we almost at the midway point of the season. I looked up today and was like, damn, I go to Madrid in 2 weeks, bro. I go to Madrid to watch fucking Jaden back. I can't even say that no more. But who knows if Jaden gonna be playing by like it's the way the season going. Like I don't want to put that smart on his name, but like let's be real. There was a lack of depth kills us. You got to be able to rotate D linemen in most of the defensive positions to not have facts. Especially now where there's more and more teams playing faster. Yeah, teams don't play as fast as us, but y'all know we don't even like lead the league in plays per game. Hey, bro. Shit, I'm 27. I be feeling like an Alberto Wagner after. I'm telling you. That's why I be trying like to ease up on Bobby Wagner. But the fact that Bobby Wagner is out there, I gotta say something about him. But Bobby Wagner, 5 years older than me, playing football. Y'all know them niggas that be playing U37? I know they do it for the love of the game. I know they do. Or they chasing some I was good enough in my adolescent years, in my younger years, where I ain't gotta chase playing football no more. I know niggas that still be like, it's niggas that I went to school with, not played football with. Like I went to high school with it, didn't play football. They be like working out every day and shit now. They play like U35. I promise y'all, some of them niggas that y'all seen in them U35 TikToks and YouTube shorts and shit like that, because the nigga Ham, little nigga from Baltimore that went to Morgan State, he be recording all DMV niggas. I promise you. I went to high school with like 6 of them niggas, bruh. I promise you. I threw the ball with my son Saturday and my knee. I'm telling you. I went for a run the other day. I made it down the block. And it wasn't even because I'm out of shape. That's part of the reason. It wasn't even because I was out of shape. My knee just started hurting. I was like, bro, what the fuck? I lose all the cartilage in my knee. Every time I get up on my chair, my knee cracks. I'm like, I just had it. Like a decade ago, I was a demon. When did I lose it? I've been doing this podcast for 5 years. I've had this chair for 4 years. My knee used to not crack when I got up from this chair. Now it cracks every time. Every time. I lie to you not. I started jogging. I bought the motherfucking Nike Lunar joints, the real light net shoes, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get back. Like, I'm about to get back to my high school weight. I ran down the block. And I wasn't tired. I wasn't. Y'all like, yeah, nigga, cut it out. No, I wasn't. I knew my knee couldn't make it another block. I was about to start dragging that motherfucker like I had gout. The joint practice session we missed out. It definitely hurt. That joint practice session, us missing out on it definitely hurt because I think we would have. Well, I mean the Ravens 2-5, but I think we would have got a dose of reality of what the fuck we were missing going up against another NFL team and another NFL unit. So I agree, it definitely hurt. But I mean the Ravens ain't the Ravens that they used to be because Lamar wouldn't have did much of that practice anyway, and Ronnie Stanley ain't the old Ronnie Stanley. Roquan Smith ain't the old Roquan Swift, but I do think, we didn't benefit from missing those practices. Run your laps. There you go. There you go. See, I ain't even see this motherfucking chat. CD, get on my head, bro. Oh, this for the victory lap. I thought you was talking about me running my motherfucking laps outside. Yeah, this is for the victory lap. I'm not. I appreciate it, CD. I do, but I'm not here to run victory laps because now I probably got to see fucking Robbie Chosen in a Washington Commander uniform again. And that shit ain't a victory. As I've said, if I was to run a victory lap, which I've ran, I really intended for those victory laps to end after the contract negotiations. I think I made my point then. After this point, it's just everything that I told you was going to happen happened. I don't even think that I was Nostradamus, whatever you want to call it. If you look at the historical data for wide receivers that sit out entire summers over 30, they don't tend to like get better. I don't think you don't have to be Nostradamus the red. I love tooting my own horn. I don't. You just gotta know football a little bit to know that one. Definitely should have kept Chet. I was mad that he left. And everybody talking about how he making $8 million. Like we still don't have the third most cap space in the entire NFL. Got the third most cap space in the entire NFL for us to go sign my motherfucking great grandfather. Rest in peace. They about to go dig him up. My best friend from Philly is an Eagles fan with Terry on his bruh. I know he's super sick, especially if he in a PPR league. If he in a PPR league, that nigga Terry good for about a good 6 points. A good 3-catch, 39-yard performance at this point. Hey, man, to be honest, bro, tell your friend see if Kayshon Boutte on waivers. Kayshon Boutte's going to have a better rest of the year than Terry McLaurin. Tell your friend go ahead and check out if Kayshon Boutte's on waivers. I don't even know how many more games Terry McLaurin going to play. Let's be real. Yeah, they heard Joe Witt say he was a great communicator, so now yeah. Tracy, you spot on, bro. You so spot on. The fucking level of the group think. They heard Joe Witt say that as a press conference. And don't realize that the reason that Joe Witt said that is because we can't objectively tell if that's true or not because Will Harris can't prove if it's true or not. Because let's be honest, we was having communication issues in week 2. Will Harris was a part of the communication issues that we had in week 2 when he was getting his head busted in by Tucker Craft. So everybody runs with that. Tracy, you so spot on with this one, bro. Everybody runs with that because Joe Witt says it. And it's like, oh, Joe Witt got to know more ball than you, bro. It's a reason he get paid. But they don't realize Joe Witt did that shit to protect his ass. Pause. Yeah, let's put it on Will Harris because there's no way to prove if what I'm saying about Will Harris is true or not. But we had those same coverage lapses against the motherfucking Green Bay Packers. If I can remember, I don't think it was often, but I think we had another coverage lapse in week 1 against the Giants that they just didn't connect on. If I'm mistaken, didn't Darius Slayton get open deep that they didn't hit him on? Because that shit looked like, I remember like having 2021 PTSD almost. The little mini Reese's Pieces followed by Twix. Okay. Crackle. Oh, George, your palate was elite to the crackle. There's so many better candies than crackle. Give me $100 grand over a crackle any day. Give me a whatchamacallit over a Crackle any day. Crackle's cool. Crackle's cool. Give me a Almond Joy over a Crackle any day. But everything else that you named, elite. What's your favorite candies? Halloween in 2 days. Y'all know y'all big kids at heart. You got to be a fucking kid to like this team. Because you got childish ass aspirations. I don't want to say shit about the Golden Boy because it ain't his fault, but bro got to be more of a killer than a joker. He need that TB12 mindset. Oh, shit. You tired of him smiling on the sideline, too? I ain't going to lie. I did get a little annoyed with that shit this week. I had no issue with it before. But I did get good. It wasn't like he was just smiling. It was that like bro was doing jumping jacks on the sideline. I'm like, all right, nigga. You can't just be missing the fucking month of Sundays and then you over there fucking living it up. And everybody that be living it up looking like motherfucking Ja Rule on the sideline. Like, come on, bro. I usually don't have an issue with it. I know you talking about the smiling. Colin fan. I usually don't have an issue with it. I'll be lying if I said that shit ain't annoying me just a tad bit. But then you'll hear niggas on Twitter be like, oh, he want to date Jaden. He worried about if he's smiling or not. Yeah, okay. I know. I'm worried about if he plays a game. Y'all niggas on Twitter try to say the most provocative shit, then be mad when I reply looking for the most provocative shit to say back. Do y'all realize that? All Twitter is a fucking platform for people to try to find the most provocative shit that they can say. But then you realize half of Twitter doesn't know what the word provocative means, and then you get it. Are Flacco and Rodgers AARP while they still able to make big plays? They quarterbacks. It's different for quarterbacks, Sabrina. It's different for quarterbacks. And I think I even said it. I said past 30, outside of quarterbacks, the game is different. At 30, you just hitting your stride as a quarterback. Because I think the quarterback is more of a mental game than anything else. We seen that shit when Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl. Niggas' arm was hanging on by a limb. Niggas throwing balls like this. Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl like this. Throwing passes like this. That's when I realized, that's when my whole perspective on quarterbacking changed. That's when my whole perspective on quarterbacking changed. So you talked about 2 quarterbacks. And to be 100% honest with you, yes, they're washed because never saying that Joe Flacco was fucking Lamar Jackson, but both of those guys used to have a little bit of mobility to make plays on the move. They can't do that at all now. So they're washed compared to their old self. But they're elite minds, and that joint don't go nowhere. Unless you get that rocket don't go nowhere unless you get a Peyton Manning neck injury that make you throw like this. Y'all seen Peyton Manning be on all the TV shows. Y'all ain't seen that nigga throwing football in like 10 years. Peyton Manning retired from football and said, I'm done with that shit. The Steelers are decent. The Steelers are very decent. Trade that nigga. Oh, now we want to trade Terry. Y'all was telling me I was wilding when I said it 6 months ago. Terry went full used car salesman, 400. Hey man, what they say? What they say? Chrysler 300 looked like a fucking, what is it? Looked like a Bentley, a Phantom until the Phantom pull up. A Chrysler 300 looked like a Phantom until the Phantom pull up. That touchdown was nice though. I like the throw from Marcus Mariota. Like I said, it was a toe tapper. It was nice. Any wide receiver with awareness can make that play though. Like, I'm not about to act like it was a special catch. It wasn't. It was a good little Marcus Mariota moon ball. He was wide ass open. Y'all would have been mad if he didn't make that catch. So that should tell you like on the barometer of like if he didn't make that catch, y'all would have been like, that's a tough play. Y'all would have been mad if he didn't make that catch. The Bears secondary add-in might put that second. Oh, they got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He might be cooked though. Because he was good last year. But what I saw from him with the Houston Texans, he might be done. I think it's more about him, more than, he's a malcontent 100%. But I think it's more than just him being a malcontent, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I think his play is dropped off like Marshall Lattimore. So what are we thinking about next game? I don't think we getting a W against that offense. We might because while JSN, I think he the second best. Nah, fuck that. I'm about to say some wild ass shit. I think JSN is the top 5 wide receiver at this point. he's not the most uber athletic guy that tends to give Marshawn Lattimore problems. So I like Marshawn's skill set. Not saying that Marshawn Lattimore is the 2019 Marshawn Lattimore because he caught a little pick, but I like his skill set against JSN, who's not a burner, and I think JSN don't really struggle with anything, but I think he has the most trouble going against physical wide receivers, getting off the jam against press and stuff like that. Because once you get him started, he's routing your ass up. Like JSN is a fucking route aficionado. If y'all seen that motherfucking post that he ran in the last game they played against the Texans in the end zone, that nigga Kamari Lattimore almost stumbled on himself, bro. Real life looked like a ghost. But we about to get into these parlay. Probably do a Thursday night parlay because they probably don't have receiving lines because Terry McLaurin is out. But before we get into the parlay, last call. Last call, like I'm out here giving bear at the stadium. If you want to support the channel, you can go ahead and send a Cash App donation, or you can send a super chat. Because once I get to the parlays, I really don't get into, the chat like that. But if you send a super chat while we're doing the parlay, we are going to give you the rightful attention that you deserve, and jump you up to the front of the line and everything else. But once we get into the parlays, if you send a free chat, don't be mad if we don't get to you, brother. I'm tired of shit. Told you that seasonal depression hitting like a motherfucker. Shit about to get right. We the Washington get right. Ken Walker's about to have 175 yards on us. Now, we was talking about fantasy football. I got Ken Walker on my fantasy football team, and that shit makes me want to fucking put my head through a fucking wall week in and week out. They use this nigga between the 20s just for Zach Charbonnet to get every touchdown. Ken Walker's going to have 125 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Commanders. I don't call them the Commanders. The Washington Get Rights. The Washington Get Rights. Oh no, we suck again. We suck again. Facts. Yo, you know me. You know me so well, George. You know me so well. We getting a Thursday night parlay. Communication issue steals from lack of real practice. That's why we canceling joint practices. Facts. It comes from canceling joint practices, but then when you have practices with your actual team, them only being 45 minutes. You can't have too many reps. You can't have but so many reps in 45 minutes. Wow, Rocher and Toblerone. That's out of my wheelhouse. You got to hit me, Sabrina. What you talking about? That's out of my wheelhouse. Swear, being a Skins fan in Connecticut requires the most patience. And a Skins fan in Connecticut? That's like a motherfucking polar bear in the desert, bro. I know you holding it down for us out there. It used to be a time I wanted to live in Connecticut. Like, I wanted to go to UConn and all that. How's Connecticut, bro? Well, I majored in communications. They used to talk about how elite that communications program was. And their football team was some shit. So I was like, oh, yeah, I could definitely go there. Like, I could definitely play for them. I used to want to live in Connecticut so bad. Like, when Mario Moore and them was hooping and shit like that. I love me some snow. I already have my tickets. I'm going to the Lions game too. Pull up on the kid. All right. So, let's pull up these parlays, dog. I think I found the trick, y'all. I got to have my screen up before I start streaming. Y'all see how fast that shit was? I think I found the key. Stream y'all can still kiss my ass because I paid $50 for y'all. So why the fuck I got a jerry rig? My screen share for StreamYard, but late, so got to catch the replay. Got to win 3 or 4. What's up, Kevo? What's up, bro? Kevin, since you're such a supporter, if there's any question that you want to ask, go ahead and ask it really quickly before I get into this Thursday night parlay. But you ain't really missed nothing, bro. We venting. We crashing out. Like, I think the season's cooked. Nobody in this chat has really told me otherwise, so they must think the season's cooked. Ran a couple of I ain't even gonna say I was about to catch me. About to catch me. Talked about Terry McLaurin a little bit. That's about it. We chopped it up like we do every Wednesday. I appreciate y'all spending the 9th Wednesday with me over here at Commander Caucus and at Bleeding B&G. Let's get into this parlay. Baltimore Ravens versus Miami Dolphins. I just want to see if they have Commander props. I just want to see if they have Commander props yet. It's a Sunday night game. Terry's out, so they might not. And they don't. And they don't. And they don't know if Jaden's playing. Bruh, do y'all realize like we've done like what 2 Commander props on these Commander Caucus streams because like they never know if Jaden playing? That's just been what this season is. That's just been we've been able to do two Washington Commander props. Over 1.5 TD passes for 2. Yeah, you was on your shit last week, George, with that 1.5 touchdowns for Herbert. You was on your shit. You was on your shit, George. Stop trying to take my shine, George. Nah, I appreciate that, though. I definitely played that on the straight bet. That joint hit. That joint hit. All right, let's look. Ravens minus 7.5-point favorites. Looks like Lamar Jackson's returning. Dolphins plus 7.5-point underdogs. All right, so remember, I'm a degenerate, so I'm gonna try to turn your $10 to $100. So I'm not looking for any odds less than plus 1,000. So you can go ahead and play that profit boost, but we're gonna look with plus 1,000 odds without the profit boost because unless they let me hold on. See, I gotta log in, and I don't want to risk not being able to put a screen up because y'all know how motherfucking StreamYard is. So I don't want to have to go away to log in because I'm not giving y'all niggas my information. So we just about to play the plus 1,000 without the profit boost. You could always like take a leg out, pause, and and add the profit boost to probably get close to plus 1,000 odds. But this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to receiving props because while they looked decent against fucking Caleb Williams last week, niggas are gonna start thinking. But even though like Roma Dunes, they still had 100 yards, right? And Malik Washington had a breakout. I kind of like Zay Flowers. All right, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Yeah, I know I lock in on this joint. I kind of forget I'm on stream. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go Zay over 50 receiving yards. We're gonna go Waddle over 50 receiving yards. That's minus 105, right? So that's a 2-legger minus 105 if you want to play it safe, right? Depends on how these odds look. I might get a little wild, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. What's the over odds? So Derrick Henry is a minus 240 to score. So they basically saying, yeah, this nigga's about to score a touchdown. Did y'all know Jonathan Taylor was a minus 400, 425 to score a touchdown? I've never seen some shit like that. What's the over under? What's the over under on the game? Bro, y'all showing me everything but the over under. Here we go. 50.5. That's high. All right, bet. We're gonna go. Y'all let me know if I'm wilding. We're gonna go Derrick Henry, 2 touchdowns. Because the Dolphins' run defense is dog shit. No matter what the NFL is make believe, bro. The Dolphins shut down Bijan Robinson last week, who I think is the best running back in the league at this point. Now watch Derrick Henry's old wash ass look like 2020 Derrick Henry on tomorrow. Watch. The NFL's a joke, bro. That's how y'all gotta gamble, bro. Y'all gotta gamble like, oh no, this everybody thinks that this is gonna happen, so the exact opposite is gonna happen. And you're not always gonna win. But if y'all know over here, bleeding me and GB, man, we win way more than we lose. So I'm gonna go Derrick Henry 2 touchdown score. I like that bet. Plus 240. I like that on a straight bet. And then, to be honest, if you play your profit boost, you be close to 1,000 now. You can be close to plus 1,000 odds now. And then I know where I'm going next. George said he liked the over 1.5 touchdowns. I ain't mad at that, George, but I think I like something a little more. If they have it. If they have it. Let's see. There we go. Oh, I can't put it in the same game parlay. Oh, I can't parlay the longest pass. That's jank. All right, let's switch it up. Why is there so many quarterback props that we can't put in the same game parlay? FanDuel, kiss my ass. All right, this is what we're going to do. Because I promise you they're going to line Roquan Smith up man-to-man with him. We're going to go Devon A-Chain to record a 15-yard reception. We're going to go Devon A-Chain to record a 15-yard reception. Zay Flowers, 50 yards receiving on the outline. Jalen Waddle, 50 yards receiving on the outline. Derrick Henry, 2 touchdowns. Devon A-Chain to record a reception of at least 15 yards. Plus 1282 odds. $10 will win you $128.20. How we like this parlay? Oh, we got a super. Shout out Redman773. I appreciate the support and I appreciate the super. Sorry if I didn't see this early. I had my FanDuel screen up. I live in the hood, Hartford, but other than that, the birds are straight out here. UConn and U-Heart was lit. But I got bored into this shit. Pop's been a fan since the 1,000 days. I ain't mad at it, bro. We definitely got to chop it up one day. Because I just love cold. I love the Northeast, bro. Like my aunt lived in Maine for a while. Maine. She lived in Maine for a while. And I was mad as shit that I could never visit her. She would always send like crabs and lobster back and shit like that. I just love the Northeast. I want to take a trip to Boston. So we definitely gotta chop it up. I need you to be my rec man if I ever head out to Connecticut for sure. But I appreciate the support. And keep holding us down, bro. Keep holding us down out there. Keep holding us down. Because one thing that I have started or have realized since doing this podcast is that Washington Commander fans are well traveled. What's up, YT Rennie? You good? Check us out on the replay, bro. You know I got to get out of here, though. You know a nigga got to work in the morning. So let me go ahead and read off. We finally been able to share our screen for a Thursday night parlay. So y'all can actually hold me to it. And I can actually screenshot this and run my victory lap and do whatever I need to if we hit. Zay Flowers, 50 yards on the receiving outline. Jalen Waddle, 50 yards on the receiving outline. Derrick Henry to score 2 touchdowns and Devon A-Chain to record a reception of at least 15 yards. Plus 1282 odds. That's before the 30% profit boost that you can play on FanDuel. So go ahead and play that. How we feeling about this parlay? You got a couple seconds because I'm about to tap out. What time is it? Oh, yeah, it's past my bedtime. Told y'all that seasonal depression hit like a motherfucker. It ain't even daylight savings yet, but it's starting to get dark around like 6 o'clock. Yeah. About to catch these Z's. For sure. For shit show. I appreciate everybody that sent the super. About to have me a good old birthday in 2 weeks. Sorry, I appreciate everybody that sent the super, everybody that supported the channel, everybody that came and joined us for our 9th rendition of Commander Caucus Live. I appreciate all you guys' support. We vented today. I vented today. I ran it today. And we came and talked the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis on our Washington Commanders, like you always going to do in the Bleeding BNG, on the Bleeding BNG channel. So I appreciate the support, man. We back next week. I don't know if I'm going to be recording the Wednesday after Madrid because that's my travel day. I should be home, but depends on how much effort the Washington Commanders give us in the next couple of weeks because I might just match their effort if they blow in. But I appreciate y'all for the support. Let me go ahead and read off the parlay, the Thursday night lay one more time. Zay Flowers, 50 yards receiving on the alt line. Jalen Waddle, 50 yards receiving on the alt line. Derrick Henry to score 2 touchdowns. Devon A-Chain to have at least a 15-yard reception. They matching up Roquan Smith, old boat-legged ass, on Devon A-Chain. His murder, she wrote. I'll check in on y'all on the flip side. I appreciate y'all spending y'all Wednesday evening and night with me. I'm out.